Africa has the youngest population on the planet. We're talking about SDGs. We're talking about the youth's future. You talk about the challenges of high debt burdens, declining aid, inequality. What needs to happen? How do you get young people involved for their future?
Yeah, indeed, by 2050, 1 in 3 global youth will be from an African. So you're going to see more of the Africans around in the near future. And what we are seeing now, there is a responsibility of the African countries, which is domestic resource mobilization, meaning generating more of the tax resources, their own tax. But there are so many reforms that needs to be done. It has to be simple. We must provide the capacity to the tax collectors. We must digitize our own economy so that everybody pays their own share. We have to bring the informal sector now to the formal sector so that at least you have a large number of the people who are paying taxes. We lose about 88 billion every year, US dollars, leaving the continent. And we are saying if we addressed it, we'll save some money. We need to increase our tax to GDP ratio, which is currently at 15.6%, very low by any standards. So there is what we need to do, including, of course, the development of the capital market. The capital market is where the private sector gets their long-term resources, and it has to be deliberate in terms of building it. We also have to address the imbalance. The countries which are now borrowing, now that there is not enough resources, you have to borrow from the private sector, meaning you must have good credit rating. So supporting member countries so that they can get good credit rating would help them in terms of borrowing at cheaper rate. And those are the kind of efforts that we're trying to do. But also, eventually, we cannot, as Africans, rely on debt, on aid. There has to be trade and investment. And we have to create a conducive environment for anybody who wants to invest in Africa to be free to come and invest.